Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome back to the channel. Hitch and Yeti here, and today is going to be a small little taste of my childhood. We're going to show you a few little things here at the beginning of the vlog. I'm in an area in West Iredell, which is north of Mooresville, Race City, USA. I kind of grew up loosely in this area, at least grades K through 6. My elementary school is just right down the road and to the left. And it's known as Scott's, as you see the sign right here. It's not really a town, I don't think, but they do have their own post office right here. So kind of cool fun fact about this post office. This is actually a post office that our teacher walked a bunch of us kids over here, probably 1st or 2nd grade maybe, and we wrote letters to Santa Claus in this brick building, this post office. Yeah, I walked over here and we mailed our letters to the North Pole. I don't even know what the address was, but that's what we was told, and I remember us kids coming over here and doing that, and it was like a fun thing for everybody because we was all talking about, like, what are we gonna get? You think you're really gonna get that bicycle? Things like that, you know? Man, that was cool. That was so awesome. So today's video, we're gonna start off here in the Scotts area, and we are going to make our way further to the west. We're gonna leave Iredell County and make our way over into Alexander County and look at some old places over there. They got some old towns. This place called Stony Point, Hiddenite, which is known for gem mine, like a gem mine, and also Taylorsville is just on the other side of that, and that is where a Nascar legend actually grew up and lived, and still lives there to this very day. A little guy by the name of Harry Gant. Some of you may know him by Handsome Harry, that remembers him back in the 80s and the early 90s in his racing. Skull Bandit, number 33 car. I'm going to show you where he lives, and he used to have a steakhouse over there, and me and my family, we used to go eat there. Every once in a while, my dad used to complain because it was a little bit expensive, but it was always crowded, you know, and they had a cool little go-kart track right behind it. And even back in the early 2000s, that go-kart track was still open, and we used to go there and ride go-karts in the summer months and stuff. Had a lot of fun, and I think down there where that go-kart track was, might have been one of his old garages was back there. We're going to kind of cruise around there and see what we can see. Should be a fun day. A lot of old stuff to look at today. Maybe even some abandoned places. As you can imagine, back in the 90s when, you know, NAFTA happened, a lot of these old, like, textile places and wood carving companies that used to be down through here, I think a lot of them shut down. I even remember them being pretty abandoned even 10 years ago. So unless something revitalized here recently, I think we're going to see some old stuff, some old abandoned places, maybe a little bit of an old abandoned town maybe. But we're going to move in that direction and see what we can see today. Thank you for joining me today. It's going to be a good day. Let's have a good time. All right, I have made it over here to Scotts Elementary School, and boy, the memories are flowing right now. Lots changed. All the buildings are new. I don't remember none of this. This here was like the area, I think. This basketball court was here back then, but it didn't look like this exactly, you know. But I mean, you're talking 30 some years ago, 40 years ago. I mean, a long time. But this right here was like where the gym was located, which this gym here looks like upgraded or different or something. This blacktop over here, believe it or not, is the original. I used to play basketball right here during recess. We'd come outside, us kids come outside and play. Yeah, man, this right here is it. This is original here. See the cracks? Wow. But yeah, at one time, this right here was the basketball court. This tree, there was a basketball goal like right there, right next to that tree. I remember that, plain as day. And this little house right here, this was always here. We used to store some football equipment because we used to practice right out here in this area. This tree, all this stuff was here. As you can see, these trees are huge. Another basketball goal would have been right here, and this was like full court basketball. And there used to be more of a hill, like this walkway when you came down. There used to be like a drop off, and you kind of come down the hill a little bit. I don't know what they did to change all that. It looks like they kind of filled it in or something maybe. I don't know. The playground area for us kids used to be back here, which that's all gone now. That we had those type of playground seesaws and monkey bars, the stuff that'll hurt you real bad, break your leg. I mean, we had all kinds of, we had all the good dangerous stuff. And right here is the football field where I first started playing football. Right here, I was a Scotts Panther. And right here it is, man. Wow. Just think, man, I used to run around this field until I thought I was going to die during football practice. And back then, the trail, which I don't even see no trail no more, but the trail used to kind of come up the hill, and you ran like down through here, down this way, and then it went down behind the dugout here at the baseball field and come around. And that wasn't even there. They just had like a football field goal over here, and that was pretty much it. And when we practiced football, we never went long ways. We always went like this way, like straight down is how we practice football. Dang, that is so cool. That is awesome. So I walked over here a little bit just to kind of look at these buildings. The one all the way to the far end of the property here used to be the 4th, 5th, and 6th grade buildings, but it was the building that been around forever. It used to be like a high school also, or at least when my dad went here, I mean, I think you just went to school K through 12. You know, wasn't as many people in the area back in those days. You got to go back to probably the 50s to get into that era. But that was where 4th, 5th, and 6th grade used to be. And a funny little story, I remember we went on like a spring break adventure one year, and I found some, I bought some, we went to Charleston, South Carolina. I can still remember it because we went on that aircraft carrier, the Yorktown. And not too far from the Yorktown, there was a place that we went to, and I bought some stink bombs. And it was in these little plastic capsules about this big. You just crushed it, and it smelled horrible. I mean, it smelled like rotten eggs. I mean, dead on rotten eggs. And I brought that box of stink bombs to school. And you can imagine what, as young kids, you know, we're 5th or 6th grade. I can't remember how old I was, but it was 5th or 6th grade. Had to be, because we was in that building. And lo and behold, we took them in the bathroom, and one of the kids said, "You just drop it and I'll stomp on it." And I was like, okay. We did it and stomped on it. It smelled so bad they had to evacuate the 4th and 5th, 6th grade building. Had to be evacuated. I mean, everybody had to leave. It stunk so bad. And man, we got in trouble for that. Of course, I had to go to the principal office, me and 2 other guys, and you know, and it was bad because they would call your parents and tell you what happened and what they're going to do. Funny little memory that just hit me when I was looking for the original building, which all these buildings look new now. They've been updated and stuff like that, as we're about to walk into the shadows here. But cool little memories. Just a little thing I want to share with you here. Scotts Elementary School. Really cool being back here after all these years. So that being said, we're all done here at Scotts. I just want to share a few things. I want to see some stuff for myself and document it here on the channel. And now we're going to make our way on up the road a little bit further, up into Stony Point area, and see if anything jogs my memory up there, anything I can call out, or just see what the buildings look like. All right, my friends, I've made my way up here to Stony Point, and this right here is some of the stuff I was talking about. Is like, this area was really hit hard through the mid-90s. You know, like things becoming abandoned, like this old place right here. You have this old train track, you know, that used to do all the hauling. A lot of these places, like old manufacturing, was going on here in these towns, places like Stony Point, Hiddenite, Taylorsville, and they would use this train line to take stuff to Statesville and actually probably assemble them in other factories and things like that, or ship them somewhere. But look at this old place here. So it's just like a lot of rock going on. They got a place in northeastern North Carolina. It's called the Rusted Belt or something or other, and that's what this kind of reminds me of a little bit, because a lot of this stuff is just so abandoned. Old sign up there says Stony Point on it. Can't really make out what that says below it, but maybe that used to be like an old Coca-Cola painted sign right there at one time. It's got some bars on the windows. Keep people out, I guess. Or keep people in. Who knows? You just never know. We'll cross the street. I want to show you there's another place over here. This right here is Springs Court Road. right down through there. Let's kind of walk over here. All right, and here's another place that's looking pretty rough. See all the sheet metal up there all tore up and everything. And this place right here, I was just talking to a gentleman. He said that was a manufacturing thing for like seat cushions at one time, and it's been closed down forever. Been a really, really long time. And that tree, you can tell how long this place has been gone because the tree actually just grew right up through the walkway. Look at that. It just destroyed it. Ain't that something? Look at that up in there. Wow. Somebody's pants. Somebody lost her pants going in there. I don't know. You know, it's one of those things, it kind of creeps me out when you're like in abandoned areas and you have entrances like that, and then you see like a piece of clothing. It always makes me think like, are they still in there? Are they naked? I don't want to see all that, you know? Got this old sign right here on the side of this building. Welcome to Stony Point. All right, I've made it to my next destination. I really didn't plan on stopping here, but I had to because something changed really big. My parents and my uncles and aunts and all of us, we used to come here and meet back in the 80s to eat fish. This was a fish camp. This big old expansive parking lot right here was a fish camp, and now it's a church. Back then, I think it was called Jones Fish Camp or Jones's Fish Camp, something like that. But yeah, this parking lot used to be a fish camp, and now it is a church. It's called Unity. So that being said, look at that pretty American flag up there. We're going to get right back on Highway 90, move a little bit further to the west into Hiddenite, and ultimately Taylorsville, the hometown of NASCAR legend Harry Gant, the driver of the number 33 Skull Bandit. Crew Chief Andy Petrie. Yeah, that's fun. All right, let's head on down that way. This is good. All right, here we are in Hiddenite. This right here is called Trio Square. Community Foods, Wholesome Bread Bakery. This is called the Yellow Deli. I have heard about this place before. Never been here to eat. I heard it was really good. And it's a very interesting establishment, but really nice looking out here. But the reason I stopped is because for years, back in the day, from what I remember, Trio's was like a food store right here. Like you would go in and shop. It wasn't like a restaurant like it is now. So that's a big change for me. I used to have friends who would always go to Trio's and get food and do their shopping. But now it's more of a restaurant establishment. And right here is Family Dollar, but the sign looks similar, like the little thing here. I think Trio's used to be that way. It used to be a totally different looking sign, though, but it's fascinating that they still call it Trio, or they got Trio in the name. But the building and the fascia, this outdoor part, it all looks way different than it used to look. And I'm walking over here because I see a mural. And I want to walk up and see that mural, see if it wraps around the side of this building. All right, now I'm making my way across the road here, and this is called Hiddenite Community Helpers Food Pantry. Notice the artwork right there. It's like clouds, but then they turn into fingers, like pointing at each other, like helping. And this is a beautiful, I love murals. That is a loud vehicle. There is an abundance of them in this area. I have seen so many loud vehicles today, it's ridiculous. But yeah, they like their loud vehicles right there. But that is so cool. Check this out, man. It's a hidden Mickey right here in Hiddenite. There's a hidden Mickey right there. I'm sure it didn't mean to be a hidden Mickey, but that's just how my mind works, you know. And yes, this mural does wrap around. You got a big old bald eagle up there spreading his wings. We seen one of those last week during my vlog at Dollywood. Pass holder day, opening day Dollywood. We got to see quite a few bald eagles there. Really cool. So yeah, it's pretty neat. Mr. Mural of Imagination Works 2022 when he painted that. Very fascinating, very beautiful. Love the colors, how much they pop. All right, that was cool mural to see. Let's walk on back over here to the Yellow Deli and make our way down the road a little bit further and see what else we can see. All right, friends, I have made it to another destination. This here is, we're technically in Hiddenite now, and I'm right here along, you see this white building right here behind me, and this building has a lot of history to me, and definitely my dad's side of the family, because his brother, ain't gonna give any names, I want to keep everybody kind of anonymity, you know, but they used to own this with his wife, and she grew up in this area, and this was her family business, and it's right here on these train tracks. And funny little story about these train tracks. The road originally used to go right up through here, and you come across the train tracks, and this right here was the opening. This gate right here, this is where you walked into the office, where my aunt would do all the payment and stuff like that for everybody that worked here. It was a bunch of people worked here, but there was a lot of family members that worked here and a few others. But this was like an old wood facility where they would do a lot of furniture, and like they would make a lot of posts for bed posts and furniture posts and stuff, and then they would ship it from here and go somewhere else and actually attach it and make furniture out of it, maybe like a couch or a bed or something. So that's what went on here. But this train track right here was a fun little experiment. Is me and my mom and dad, they come out here one day and gave me a penny. And this was the first pressed penny of my life. I actually set the penny right here on this very railroad track. And the train, they called it Junebug, came down through here and ran over the penny, smashed it. And then I would come over here once the train had been gone and grab your pressed penny. So just a little fun memory that I have right here on this very train track here in Hiddenite. So now we're going to, he actually gave me permission, really nice man that's running this place now. It is no longer a wood factory. They do not do any kind of woodwork in here. This is all like a practice facility for baseball. They got like batting cages in there and all kinds of stuff like that. He took me inside, but it was really dark, so I couldn't video anything. But he said this old silo has been out here forever, because I remember this silo. He was telling me about it. He said they're actually going to demolition this thing pretty soon because it's really getting in bad shape. And you can see it's pretty well rusted. And back in the day when they was doing all that woodwork here, you see that like door at the bottom of it? The sawdust would just be mounded out of that thing. I mean, there'd be so much sawdust out there, and they used to have a pipe that I think it ran out of the top of it, and it kind of went over up high to the building itself, and that's what sucked all the sawdust out as they was using it, you know, making sawdust inside, and it would suck it and it'd blow it down in that big silo looking thing right there. So there's still a lot of that stuff left behind right over there to the left. You can see a lot of the old parts and pieces, the pump maybe that used to suck it out, suck the sawdust out of the building itself, and it would store it right there. But he said they are going to be demolishing that sooner than later because it's just a safety hazard now, and that's totally understandable. All right, now kind of cool to be here. Little memory lane moment for yours truly right here in Hiddenite. You wait till I tell my mom about this, she'll be shocked. My mom actually worked here for a very short stint between jobs. When I was young, I remember her working here for a little while, and they had an old Coke machine in there that dispensed Coke in a bottle, glass bottles. You had to, you know, pop the cap off of it, old school style. And they still had that in the early 90s, you know. By that time, everything was pretty much cans. But really cool memory. I'm glad I stopped by here today. I'm glad somebody is using this facility. It really is nice on the inside, I will say that. They really got it fixed up nice. You got LED lights all through it. So looking really cool. So that being said, let's keep on trucking toward Taylorsville and see what else we can find today. Really looking forward to seeing the old Harry Gant Steakhouse building, just to see what it looks like, see if it's even still standing, see if it's there. All right, I found this big jalopy right off the side of the main road here, not too far from where I was at the old wood mill. And check that out. Ain't that one of those machines that would go through a field and, like, I don't know, like turn wheat into like feed or something or other, or like grain. It kind of shoots it out of the back here at the end. I think that's what that is. I don't know. I know one thing, it's been here a long time. Look how rusted out it is. And all the belt, like drive system that has on it. Look at the chains. Yeah, those things will be rusted from forever and ever and ever. Look at that old rotten belt right there on that thing. That pulley system. Yeah, I think it has those big blades on the front that kind of, you know, these big finger looking blades, and it goes along through a field, chops it up, puts it in this container, and then once you're full, then you can go to a truck, a nearby truck, and then all the grain or whatever you chop up will actually pour out of that. Pretty sure that's how that works, if I remember right. It's been a while. Never been around machinery quite like this, but you know, you watch TV enough or you travel enough, you'll see stuff like this. And when I seen this one, I just had to stop for a minute and take a quick gander at it, because you don't ever see them like this, that's for sure. All right, you better look fast, because I'm not going to park in front of somebody's house today. But this house right here is Harry Gant's house. Right there. Right there's his garage, and this brick wall. This has been here forever, and I think Harry still lives there to this very day. That's Harry Gant's house, and it's located right here on North Carolina Highway 90. And right there's Craftmaster Furniture is right across the road. So if you didn't know, now you know. Nascar Great lives right there. Pretty cool. Mr. Skull Bandit himself. All right, my friends, I have made it a little bit further down the road. We are now in Taylorsville. We got to see the great Harry Gant's house, where he lived, still lives to this very day, as far as I know. And right here is the building. This is the old Harry Gant Steakhouse here in Taylorsville. Pretty cool to be here after all these years. And the sign is not, it's not Harry Gant Steakhouse no more. It's actually a House of Egg Roll, which is a Vietnamese restaurant. And I just spoke to the very nice lady inside, and she said, yes indeed, this is Harry Gant's old steakhouse. And there's the sign. Still the same shape, just a different title on it. And I'll put a picture I found of Harry Gant standing right here in front of that very sign, probably back in the mid to late 80s, if I was a guessing person. That's probably the time that was made. But this is the location. And now we're going to make our way around to the back side of this steakhouse. We're not going to go down the hill, but I'm going to show you the old go-kart track where me and my buddies, we used to go down there and race a little go-kart action. A lot of fun. They used to oil the track down, slick it down a little bit. Just go back here and do a little bit of go-kart riding. And I think that building that's back there may or may not, I used to hear this from many people, I can't verify it, but possibly used to be Harry Gant's, his garage for his races, like race cars and stuff like that. Or maybe it was collectible cars, I don't know, but I think he used to own that garage. And then the go-kart track was just kind of born from that over time. Man, you talking about nostalgia. Something being nostalgic. For me, I can just smell it. It's thick right now as I look down at that racetrack. Because me and the guys I used to work with back in the day, we would drive down this driveway right here and park right here in these spots. And that there is the old famous racetrack that so many people used to come and enjoy. That was so much fun down there. Those go-karts would fly too. They was pretty fast. But it was a big little track. It was a big track, you know. I mean, it was a lot of twists and turns. They'd oil it down. We had so much fun down there racing those go-karts. And I think this building right here may or may not, don't quote me on it, but I think that used to be one of Harry Gant's race shops. And who knows, it might have been that one. That's got 3 garages on it. That could have been, but I always heard it was behind the steakhouse, so it was either this one or this one. Probably that one. That looks like a race shop from the 80s. That's about the size of a lot of them. They normally look about like that, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Very nostalgic being here today. I'm glad I made it. So fun fact, at least from the young lady that works inside the Vietnamese restaurant, she said that they are actually right now in the process of opening this go-kart track back up here in Taylorsville. Would that not be cool if that really happened? And later on this summer, come back and go drive some go-karts, and maybe I'll put the old GoPro on and wreck. I don't know if I can still wheel that thing around that track anymore. I used to do a lot of iRacing, and I was pretty good at iRacing. Some of the people used to race with me, you know, they knew I could wheel it, and I was pretty good. But yeah, we had so much fun down there. So if they bring that back, I'll probably forget about it, let's be honest. But if I do remember, you will see a video about the go-kart track, Taylorsville. We might come back. That might be a lot of fun. That'd be cool if I could get the old crew back together, you know, invite everybody up and we all go hit that track down there. I don't know if these people would do it the way they used to do it, because they used to have some kind of, I don't know if it was oil or what it was, but they would slick down some of the corners. And sometimes we would come and they would overdo it a little bit too much, and people just get stuck and just spin in one spot, like around the corner. They couldn't get going again. But it used to be a lot of fun because you'd have to drift it through those corners. And that was a good time, man. That was a lot of fun. So I don't know, we'll see what happens. All right, my friends, that will pretty much do it for me today. I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. A little ride down memory road for me here in this area. The go-kart rides. I hope that does return. That'd be so cool. Oh, check out that. I didn't notice that. Look at that sign. It says Bandit Street. And they're not talking about my favorite movie, Smokey and the Bandit. Oh no, they're talking about Skull Bandit. Because right there is where you used to go down that hill. I bet you money that was the race shop. And that's why it's called Bandit Street, right? Skull Bandit. That was awesome, man. Number 33, Harry Gant. Handsome Harry, up here in Taylorsville. What a great day this was. I hope you guys enjoyed today's vlog for real. Thank you so much for watching. If you're new to the channel, you like hanging out with me, please hit that subscribe button. It's free, it costs you nothing. And also, you never know where I'm going to go, what I'm going to show. And today I think I showed a lot of old school stuff, but probably most of y'all don't know anything about this, but still nonetheless, it's just a part of me I'm sharing with you. So hope you did enjoy today's vlog. Had a great time, good time making it. It's a lot of fun. So until next time, friends, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and I will see you in my next adventure. Y'all stay safe out there, and I hope to see you all again soon. Whew, man, I'm hungry. Maybe I can go in there and get me an egg roll. I love egg rolls.